Welcome to this lecture on best practices in Kotlin programming. Following best practices helps you write clean, maintainable, and efficient code. In this lecture, we will cover several important best practices that you should follow when writing Kotlin code. First, let's talk about coding style. Consistent coding style makes your code easier to read and understand. Kotlin has an official coding style guide that you should follow. Some key points include using four spaces for indentation, placing the opening brace on the same line as the declaration, and using meaningful names for variables and functions. Consistent formatting helps other developers understand your code quickly and reduces the likelihood of introducing bugs. Next, take advantage of Kotlin's expressive syntax. Kotlin provides many features that make your code more concise and expressive. For example, use data classes to automatically generate equals, hash code, and toString methods. Use named arguments and default parameter values to make function calls more readable. Also, use extension functions to add functionality to existing classes without modifying their source code. Another important practice is to make use of immutability. Immutability helps prevent bugs by ensuring that objects cannot be modified after they are created. In Kotlin, you can use the val keyword to declare read-only variables and data class to create immutable data structures. Whenever possible, prefer immutability over mutability to make your code safer and easier to reason about. Handle nullability with care. Kotlin's type system distinguishes between nullable and non-nullable types, which helps prevent null pointer exceptions. Use the operator to declare nullable types and use safe calls, the Elvis operator, and the let function to handle nullable values safely. Avoid using the operator, which forces a nullable type to be non-nullable, as it can lead to runtime exceptions. Make your function short and focused. A function should do one thing and do it well. If a function is too long or does too many things, it's harder to understand and maintain. Break down large functions into smaller, reusable functions. This practice improves code readability and makes it easier to test individual pieces of functionality. Use meaningful names for your variables, functions, and classes. Names should clearly describe the purpose of the variable or function. Avoid using single-letter names except for loop indices. Good naming conventions improve code readability and make it easier for other developers to understand your code. Leverage Kotlin's standard library. Kotlin's standard library provides many useful functions and extensions that can simplify your code. For example, use functions like let, apply, also, and run to perform common operations on objects. Use collection functions like map, filter, and reduce to work with lists and other collections more effectively. Finally, write tests for your code. Testing is an essential part of writing reliable software. Use unit tests to verify that individual functions work correctly, and integration tests to check that different parts of your application work together as expected. Writing tests helps you catch bugs early and ensures that your code is robust against future changes. In summary, following best practices in Kotlin programming helps you write clean, maintainable, and efficient code. By using consistent coding style, taking advantage of Kotlin's features, ensuring immutability, handling nullability with care, writing short and focused functions, using meaningful names, leveraging the standard library, and writing tests, you can become a more effective Kotlin developer